my man. You doing good? You ready for some chowder?
I would love to have some. I'm staying home for the game, though.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Good
gonna
for
enjoy
you.
Sunday night on the
Good.
couch. That's gonna be
Although
great.
good for all our people that are going up there, media, Dolphin staff, and players, and obviously game.
Yeah,
So not that they were going to get walloped, but they're going to get some wind and some water and all that. But Sunday should be clear for the game at least. So that's the good thing, that the storm really won't be an issue for the game.
yeah, man. When I saw it coming in Atlantic, I'm looking like, wow, this might be coming towards us, and thank goodness it turned upward, and hopefully, when you get up in those northern waters, it is a little bit cooler, so it should weaken significantly at that point. But we'll see how much it does affect. By Sunday night, they should be in the clear. If game was a little bit earlier in the day, I could even see it would be some sort of postponement. But hopefully Sunday night they're all in the clear.
So how'd you enjoy Brian Flores giving up 259 yards rushing there? In fact, I think DeAndre Swift just scored again.
Look at like I told you last week, all new defenses take some time to iron out the kinks. The Dolphins were doing that when Brian Flores was here. The Dolphins did it even just last week with Vic Fangio here. That was a good game last night. It was funny because I was really wondering in the first half, like, did the Eagles really like lose everything when they lost their coordinators, their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator? And then, sure enough, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and DeAndre Swift definitely showed up in that game. What a crazy game! And it was a very Thursday night game in the sense that it was just all turnovers at first in the first half, and obviously Kirk Cousins didn't have a bad game. 360 yards, 4 touchdowns. Just he was playing from behind the whole game. So nice Thursday slate, nice Thursday game for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It started off like it was going to be a bad game, and then obviously it got closer and it got a little tighter. So that was actually good. It was good because the UM game. I love that UM is back to being boring again. Because over the last couple of years they would play shitty teams and they would play them tough and they would even lose to some of these crappy teams.
Yeah.
Now they're back to beating down the shitty teams and boring the hell out of us, which boredom is really good against bad teams. So last night I was bored against Bethune-Cookman and I said, all right, let me switch over right away to the NFL game, and at least that one, they made it a game, down the stretch. All
Hmm.
right, so what are you expecting from New England? How do you expect them to attack Miami
Offensively or defensively? Um,
offensively?
Offensively, they're going to be in some trouble, man. They got some O-line issues going into this game. Trent Brown's probably going to be out because he has a concussion. Sidney So and also has a concussion, might not play. David Andrews, their center, has a hamstring. He's been limited in practice all week. They got a couple other guys that are limited in practice. I think all their starters are. So offensively, they're hoping for some healthy bodies to come back. If I'm Miami, I'm looking at the injury report. I'm like waiting the game time to see what's going on. But obviously, I'm pushing everything back. I know Vic Fangio said kind of a little bit yesterday, blitzing at times is good and not all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because there still is an element of surprise to this. But when you have some second string no linemen in there, with the potential of that happening on Sunday, I think the Dolphins kind of they need to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. Offensively
But you know,
though,
you know that's not his thing, right? He's not a real big blitzer. He'll blitz, but it's not
mhm,
like he's not. Fangio's defenses are never blitz happy defenses. They're strategically blitzing type of teams. They like to keep everything in front. They're more of a coverage defense more than anything else, and that's kind of what they did, last week. They kind of played that game, and then
mhm.
they hit the blitz on the timely moments, and I got to say, it really helped them out because they kind of lulled them with a jab, 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 and boom, they hit you with that right and knock your ass out. And that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was cool last week for sure because at times that when you were watching the defense last week, you were like, "What are these guys doing? Are these
Yeah.
guys, in the right positions? Is this defense ever going to make a stop?" And sure enough, they played a lot better in the second half. They played a lot better in that fourth quarter. And I would say that against New England this week, They're going to test the O-line early. I think that will be the right thing to do. New England kind of struggled a little bit last week before they, scored 2 touchdowns. I think before then in the second quarter, even, early in the second half. But, we all know what Mac Jones is as a quarterback, very limited. And I
And
think,
conservative. And
yeah,
conservative,
yeah,
actually.
it's the don't turn the ball over, let's win with defense kind of style of play. The Dolphins can play that with anybody for sure. Um, I think offensively, I would like to see how the Dolphins pursue this game because I don't think it's going to be another one like last week where they, Tua's throwing a 460. I think this is going to be like a 200-yard game, 2-3 touchdown by Tua kind of game where you're limited in possessions. You know what I mean? Like Tyreek's not going to go off and go crazy. I think. Um, but I think this is a game where Waddle kind of comes out. Waddle always kind of plays really well against the Patriots. And especially after last week, I would consider that they maybe feed Waddle a little bit more because they had Tyreek running all over the field last week. I think the Dolphins are gonna pull this one out though for sure. I think everything's kind of leaning up towards them. They have all the momentum. Health wise, they're doing pretty okay outside of Tehran and Jalen Ramsey. Um, and so I think the Dolphins will be okay in this one. But this is going to be a low-scoring game. Sunday night, all eyes are going to be on the Dolphins and Mike, especially after what they did last week. I really want to see them deliver.
I brought this out. I talked to the folks about this today on the show. Mac Jones completed 35 of 54 passes. In his 35 passes, 6 of them went to Ramondre Stevenson, 5 of them went to Hunter Henry, 3 of them went to Mike Gesicki, 5 of them went to Zeke Elliott, 5 for 14 yards. 19 of his 35 completions went to running backs and tight ends. So the majority of his passes are going to go in a more conservative type of style. And do you think they will attack Miami the same way? Because I just don't see that. I don't see him attacking on the outsides. I don't see him going after X a lot. I can see him testing Eli, but again, he's not really the guy that is going to be ultra aggressive. So what I told you there, what they did against Philadelphia, has got a damn good defense. Do you think there'll be a lot of the same?
Big old Mac Jones passed the ball 54 times last week.
Yeah, he did.
No wonder they lost that game. Yeah, if Mac Jones is passing 54 times in a game, that's a bad recipe for success, man. What are they doing? Like, how many rushes did those guys have? I can understand the targets of the backfield. It's just dink and dunk, dink and dunk. And that's today's NFL. I'm sorry, everybody that's gonna ride Tua for his arm strength, like they really need to check what we're watching on the field nowadays. Patrick Mahomes, everything is in front of him. Justin Herbert, everything is in front of him.
He's
He
a check
can't
down
launch a
Charlie,
65.
bro.
Check out who?
Justin Herbert checks down as
Yeah.
much as anybody in the NFL, even
Uh-huh.
with all his gifts. He's a check down Charlie all the
Hey,
time.
sometimes you got to beat the check down with a hammer. That's a recipe for success in the NFL. I would rather go get 3 yards, 2 yards, whatever, to set me up for a better position and another down than take a loss trying to go stretch the field for a play that's not going to be there when you
Tom
have.
Brady lived with it, and he
Yeah,
lived going
it's a
underneath all the
it's
time, bro.
it's a dink and dunk league now. As much as people want to question arm strength, it's a dink and dunk league. And then when you get inside the 40, Tua can, really throw one up there, and Tyreek can run past everybody. Not everybody has that kind of receiver that can run past everybody like the Dolphins do, and they have 2 of them. But yeah, going back to your question, Mac Jones passing 54 times. Oh my God. I can't believe that. That's why I was smiling the whole time you were reading that stat out. I could not believe that at all. But yeah, look, the Dolphins, at least it's they're gonna have to hold their gaps. They're gonna definitely have to figure out where Mac Jones likes to attack the field. And I'm pretty sure Vic Fangio will quickly determine that. Plus, the Dolphins players, they have a lot of experience going up against these guys. And Tua does as well, too. I think Mike and Tua are going to have a much better game plan ready for the Patriots because it's their second go at it together. For Tua, I believe this is his 5th game since he's 4-0. And that defense, they already know those guys over there. I don't think they're going to be too hung up by a challenge here, but they got to deliver. All eyes are going to be on them on Sunday night. It's a quick opportunity for them to be on prime time. It's a quick opportunity for them to kind of show the whole entire league, hey, we got a squad this year and we're coming for something.
And by the way, 22 rushes is what New England had last
So
week.
they had the ball a lot.
So yeah, and do you expect Miami, who did not run last week, do you expect them to add the running game a little bit more this week?
I don't think so. I wouldn't take the ball out of
Interesting.
Tua's. I wouldn't take the ball out of Tua's hands. If he's playing as well as he is playing, if he is getting into a groove during this game, I definitely wouldn't. Mostert had barely double digit carries. I think he had 11. Ahmed probably had the worst game of any player last week. Just was not in good position. And that's what we all kind of worried about with him is he looked good in the preseason, can look good in practice, but when it's time for those little opportunities during the season, is he going to deliver?
Well, he
He
did
was
last year. He did last year. It's just this one. But in this game,
at times no.
nobody really was running. Pretty much, they never really established the run. And my problem with all of that is once you start a game and you get all pass happy. In the middle of the game, you can't just turn on and say, "All right, guys, let's turn it on now and let's start road grading." That just doesn't happen if you don't establish it from the get go.
Yeah, and sometimes it goes the other way around too. You establish a run so much, like the Chargers did last week, and Justin Herbert is not comfortable. So it really depends where you pick your poison or the poison that you want to give. You know what I mean? Before it comes back to you, I wouldn't take the ball out of Tua's hands. We obviously know the running game needs to be there, and it will be there to a certain extent. But I think Belichick. I think what they showed Belichick last week is Tyreek is moving all over the field. It doesn't matter where he's lining up; he's going to end up some other place. And he could be a decoy half the time too. And we haven't really got to that point of the game plans where we've seen Tyreek as a decoy, kind of running certain place, and it opens up for other people. Um, but this offense is so layered. Mike's offense is so layered. It's catered to getting these guys not only in space for an open throw, but in space to run after the catch. It's literally what Mike McDaniel promised: yak yards after catch. So we'll see. This is going to be a tough test. Mike is what are they 1-1 against the Patriots last year? They weren't 2-0, were they?
No, two is
They were 2-0.
undefeated, bro. Yeah, yeah.
No,
They're,
but did Tua play
they
both
were.
games against the Patriots last year?
I think he did actually, right? I think he was 2-0 against them last year. I'm
That
pretty
guy,
sure.
that guy Tua, man. And look, and like I said, this is a scheme where he was going up against it in practice every day. Teddy Bridgewater started the game last year, the January 1st game. So the
Oh, he
second game
did.
he didn't play. Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
Dolphins lost that game.
Oh,
Um,
that's
so
okay.
yeah. So look, this is definitely going to be a game where I think Tua is going to not be surprised by what he sees. Maybe there's a wrinkle in there that maybe gets Tua, and then there's an opportunity for him to rebound like he always does when he does have a bad play.
So he got Player of the Week this week. So good for him, bro. What's the prediction, Safid? Got the Dolphins favored by 3 now, not 2.5.
I thought
So
it
the
was
line
I,
has gone up.
I thought it was 3.5. Okay, so it's 2.5 and went up to 3.
Yep, it went up to 3 now.
Got it.
Yes.
And is it still 46 and a
What do you
half?
got?
I got 20.
But you're not picking points, dude. You're just picking
No,
straight.
no, no.
You could
Yeah.
give me
20.
the points suggestion, but do you have the
Sure.
Dolphins?
Dolphins 24-20. I would even say maybe like 18. Dolphins
Nice.
24-20.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins winning this one. They're obviously the better
Yeah.
team.
All right.
The Patriots think they're really good. The Patriots think the Patriots think they could compete with the Eagles, right? And after last week, maybe you say so. And then when you look at how the Eagles played last night, you realize the Patriots played them tough, but they're not as good. They're not as good at all. Offensively, they don't have
Yeah,
it.
their offense right now doesn't. And AJ's that's a bad look for you, dude. You won yesterday. Don't complain, bro. That's a
Oh, AJ
bad look.
Brown.
Yeah, that was a bad look by AJ Brown, bro.
Yeah,
You don't complain, bro. You don't complain. You can go have a conversation calmly during the week. Hey, coach, can I get a little bit more action this week? But
yeah, and he's
making a
gonna get it
show and
too.
walking out. Of course he's going to get it. It's only game 1, but you won the game, bro. You're
Mm-hmm.
just not allowed to complain about shit like this and make it a thing publicly when you won. It's just a terrible, terrible look for any athlete, dude. That's
It,
just
it looks
unprofessional.
bad. It looks bad even more because Devontae had 4 catches for 165 or whatever it was,
Right.
135, I think. Devontae had a good game and he only needed 2 catches to make that happen. So I can understand why he would feel that way. And obviously, when the Eagles get to the goal line, they're not passing the ball. Jalen Hurts is gonna crouch behind that O line, and they're gonna do that play, and
So they
nobody
are.
can stop it. Nobody can stop it.
No.
Poor Brian Flores' defense. They called timeout and they ran the same play back to back. I don't know if you saw that in the first half.
I saw it.
Yeah, it was just you can't stop that play.
It's a hammer. You
Yeah,
can't stop it. It's a
you can't
hammer.
stop it.
I get it. And AJ should know what team he plays on. And by acting like that, you're basically saying, I'm not happy that Devonta Smith had a great game and I didn't. And you're being a dick, bro.
Mhm.
You're the guy that's going to have more games than Devonta Smith when it's all said and done. So chill out, bro. It was the other guy's turn. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you said, maybe this is the week where Waddle has a big week and Tyreek is not going to sit there and complain if you won. You know, that doesn't make any sense, dude.
Yeah.
And just
No, I agree. It's not a good look by AJ Brown, but I think at the same time too, there's some positives to see from it for the Eagles. I would like to see my star player, my star receiver, be upset or be, I like to see them talk about it.
but
It's
that's
it's
during the
good.
week. That's
Yeah,
during
yeah,
the
yeah.
week. Don't show up your teammates, your head coach
Hmm.
publicly.
Especially in a game you're up double digits in.
Yeah. This is when you get there on Monday. Hey, coach. All right, man. I'm glad we won, but what can we do this week so I can get a couple more balls this way? Because I need a little more action. All right, AJ, we'll work it in. Then boom, 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 and you do it like a professional. When you show them up like that, I thought that was really uncool on his part. All right, what do you got going on USA Today so they can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we're doing a lot of video, man. I'm here joining you 3 times a week. Can't wait to join you again for post game.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, recap week 1 over there on USA Today. So check us out. We have a great show, Sports Seriously, where we're interviewing a lot of people across the world of sports. So please check us out. Messi's playing tomorrow night in Atlanta. We'll see how much he does play. He's back. Big O, they got 5 games at the end of this month. That is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. I'm glad he didn't play this last game here. He took it off. So
Yes.
he's actually been off for about 10 days.
Yeah,
So
he needs
it's not too bad.
He needs more. He needs more. I think the best part about it is that they have 3 home games. So I think some of these home games he's going to come off the bench.
Right. Yes. Hopefully, or leave early. Something like
Yeah.
that. Get him out in the city. The good thing right now is Campana is healthy, and that's always been. He's Tua. He's our Tua in Inter Miami. He's
Okay.
not as good as Tua, but it's the same thing. Like us smart people, you don't doubt his ability. Like I never
Mhm.
doubted Tua's ability. You doubted his availability.
Sure.
And that was Campana's problem. Campana's problem was availability the first couple of years. He always flashed. He always showed you he was a stud. And
Yeah.
now this year, I don't know what it is because I talked to Michelle earlier in the week and I said, you got to ask him, what's he specifically doing with his body now that he wasn't doing before because he figured out how to stay on the pitch. And that's the beauty that you can take Messi off the field and Campana can be your lead guy and he can be incredibly effective, especially when you have the midfield play that you have now from Busquets and others.
Yeah, I definitely like Campana's height as well. It definitely helps with the headers and those opportunities. You're not getting that with anybody else on the team.
No, in the box. Yeah, you're right.
You're not getting it with anybody else on the team. Always learn something from you, Big O. Thank you, man.
You got it, my brother. Appreciate you.
Talk to you post game.
Follow him on Twitter at Safid_Deen. That's a must follow. Safid, appreciate you. See you Sunday night.
Have a good one, Big O.
You got it, baby. There you go. Safid Deen and our BaptistHealth.net/ortho. Miami Dolphins report.
This is the Big O Show.